Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit the notification bell, get all the updates. Where's today's video? Saturday and Saturdays I do Cellar Saturday, where I drink down my cellar. I've been trying to prioritize adjuncted beers, and this is definitely one of those. And I quickly looked, and if I searched my own channel correctly, it's been a few years since I've had this vintage. So yeah, it seems like it's worth checking in on. So it's Lagunitas Willetized Coffee Stout aged in rye oak barrels from 2020, so 4 years old, 13.1% ABV, and yeah, proper glassware, blah, blah, blah. It's currently 89 degrees outside, so as you know, it's always stout season, right? All right. Well, it looks like it's definitely maintained its carbonation and all that kind of stuff with the 4 years on it. I recently had good luck with an aged coffee beer, so I'm curious about this one. And it fosters some interesting conversations. You know, is it like cilantro, where some people taste soapiness and some people taste the deliciousness that is cilantro to me. And then like the same thing with these coffee beers going, you know, towards more like green pepper, and then maybe it's the same kind of a thing. But anyway, about half a finger, 3/4 finger ahead. It's a super dark brown into light black kind of color for the actual beer. The head is, you know, like a light mocha color. Let's get into the aroma. Sweet coffee, like coffee with caramel syrup in it kind of a thing, like chocolate. It's almost mocha with a caramel swirl kind of vibe. A little roasty. Still coming through though, so it's not just like sweet, like I think of like ice cream that's coffee flavored. You're not like going to get roastiness with it, right? But this still has some roastiness, but there is sweetness as well. Vanilla, some of the oak barrel aging coming through. I think some of that caramel is actually the rye, like the rye whiskey. I don't get the spiciness that I get with rye on the aroma yet, but man, this smells amazing, and it does smell like coffee, so I don't know. Let's see about the taste. Cheers. All right, so this is still mostly coffee. I'd say about 75% coffee, 25% of that green bell pepper thing. Maybe even more coffee than that, but like I do get a little bit of green pepper is, I guess, the shorter way of saying that. I'm trying to be accurate. Yeah, like 80% coffee though, 20% the green bell pepper. Smooth, roasty chocolate, a sweet chocolate, not quite like Hershey's chocolate syrup, but a sweeter milk chocolate. But then because of roastiness, you do get some dark chocolate notes. My brain does not go super confectionery with things like brownies or chocolate cake. It's a little bit too roasty for that. The rye, a little bit of spiciness in the taste that I did not pick up on in the aroma. Yeah, that whiskey barrel aging, a little bit of vanilla, a little bit, but like yeah, a little oaky. But it's like big chocolate roastiness with like a little bit of caramel, a little bit of barrel, like a little bit of everything else that's supposed to be in this beer. And like yeah, decent amount of the coffee taste, and it works so well with the base stout. It's kind of like that other video. I'm just kind of shocked after 4 years I'm getting any coffee, let alone mostly coffee for that specific thing. And the rest of the beer is just held up beautifully. You know, I mean, the beer itself is a little thin based on some other stouts that are gaining momentum and more viscosity to them. So this one's thinner like than those for sure, but it's not like a watery thin beer either. But yeah, it doesn't have like a ton of mouthfeel or anything. But the flavors, the taste, amazing, like spot on, so good. It's the last 2020 I have, and I'm not mad at that. Like how, even though the coffee's held up, how many of these do I want for how many years in the future where it just gets to be more experimental than potentially delicious? This is still delicious. Like I am super stoked how good this tastes. And again, it's kind of blown my mind because I thought it'd be more sideways with bell pepper. The sweet elements are there, but man, they're faint. Big roasty stoutiness. More and more barrel coming through with every sip. Aftertaste is is just straight coffee, chocolate, and that oak specifically. Not much of the whiskey specifically, not much of the rye. Man, and you know what else? Well, let me take another sip. Like, okay, this is what I was thinking, and that sip confirmed it. Less and less bell pepper every sip. Still there. Don't get me wrong, but like, God, it's faint. And I think if you gave this to someone who had never heard that, like that coffee beers can kind of start getting a green bell pepper taste. I think upon this sip, it's so faint. Like, if you're not looking for it, you wouldn't get it. But maybe I'm just being wishful thinking guy. I don't know. Also, I'm drinking this a lot faster than I should be for a 13% beer. So I'm going to go chill this in the regular refrigerator, put a lid on it, chill it, get it nice down temperature, and break up some time between drinking it right now and then. But anyway, you didn't need that information. You probably didn't need a lot of this this review, if we're being honest with each other. But anyway, so stupid. What's the stuff that I say? If you had this beer before, if you had to age this long, what are your thoughts on coffee beers with some age on them? Anything, everything, comment section below. Let's get a conversation going. Once you're done doing that, make sure you check me out on Instagram and Untapped. It's No Hype Beer Reviews at both those places. So please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, imbibe. Cheers, everyone.